This is Action Sports Jax First and 10 Training Camp, sponsored by Farah & Farah, the exclusive personal injury law firm of the Jaguars.
Welcome back, and Liam Coen kicked off training camp with a few words for the fans at the Miller Electric Center. Training camp 2025, and the first one as head coach for Coen. Here we go. Happy football season. Welcome to another season of First and 10 Training Camp. I'm Brent Martineau, and the Action Sports Jax team has you covered all day, every day from Jags camp. Started at 7 a.m., and hey, we're still going. I've had the question a lot today. How did the Jaguars look out there? Well, here's the answer. It looked like it was supposed to look. No injuries out there this morning, so that's good. That's a good day. What you want to do this time of year is avoid bad days. I thought it was fun to watch Coach Coen work. Probably got his steps in. He's heavily involved, not just an observer watching everybody do their thing. There's a lot of coaching going on between plays by the entire staff, but by Coen himself. And when there wasn't good stuff, it sometimes got addressed with the individuals right on the spot. That doesn't make him a Hall of Fame coach. Just thought he was a fun watch today. So if you go out to camp, maybe you might want to watch him. And he's locked in for camp.
Especially in training camp, it's probably one of the more delicate things you think about as a head coach, where it's like you are continuing to try to push, and you want to push those limits of toughness and be able to make sure that we're getting mentally and physically tough every single day, while also balancing, man, like, you never want anybody to get hurt. You never want to. So it's like, all right, rep count, time on the grass, recovery time, transition times. Like, it's absolutely a balance.
And then there's Trevor Lawrence shaking off an injury-riddled 2024. Now another offense, new voices, new players. There's a lot on his plate. He has to be hungry for his best season in the NFL yet. This entire city is. It was a very basic day out there. Trevor handled that part well. He's all in with this new staff and this year's team.
It feels good to know the system and to hear the calls and to go play and to not think as much. Feels more like second nature. So it felt good to get back on the grass, guys moving around, flying around, kind of get our bodies and minds back going. And it was a good first day, competitive, back and forth. Put a lot of time in this offseason into making sure I'm ready to go this season. And for everything we're building here, I really have a lot of confidence and belief in what we're doing and that we're doing it the right way.
Being a great quarterback in the NFL is the hardest job in the world, in my opinion. There's so much to know before you even play a snap. We had Liam Coen on the Brent and Austin Show Tuesday. He told us he gave the QBs a quiz. Give us a sense of a question. Can you give us one of the questions on that 100-question quiz?
Yeah, what would be the can for Zemo to South right close F short, 17 TIF insert, can 16 SIF?
That's why I was on defense, Brent.
I've listened to that 100 times and still don't know what he said. It does make you appreciate what Trevor has to learn. That's just life in the NFL for the QB. By the way, Trevor got an 85 on the quiz, and that was a good score. He was happy with it, but it wasn't easy.
It's not common. It was pretty difficult. Not all the questions. Some of them were some layups, but I mean, yes, there were some good questions in there, some tough ones that kind of got us back, get us back going for camp and get the minds going. And all the stuff you have to do as a quarterback, it was good. It kind of encompassed our whole offense, and whether it's scheme, protections, it was a lot of stuff that was good to do as like one of our first days back to kind of make sure we're ready to go. And we've been looking over our stuff this offseason.
Well, if you want to be critical on day one, it wasn't the best of practices for Brian Thomas Jr. I don't think anyone is worried, but a few drops had him frustrated during the short session. Can't find anyone that doesn't think it's going to be a massive year two for BTJ. A lot of confidence in that prediction, not just by me. The Action Sports Jax team opened camp today, too. That means team coverage. You'll want to hang around for Olivia Tassley talking Dewey Wingard. But first, Marcel Robinson catching up with the Jags' top wide receiver.
Being able to go out there and actually have somebody lined up in front of you and being able to run your plays like against somebody, I feel like it definitely adds to the competition level. And then the defense is going to compete at the highest level. They're going to come out here and compete. So this is going to do nothing but push us to be better and push us to give it our all.
But there was no shortage of competition amongst all you guys. You particularly, where do you feel like you are? Obviously, this is day one. You don't want to get too ahead of yourself, but where do you feel you are?
I feel like I can be a lot better than I was today. I feel like we did good as a team. I feel like I did good, but I just know I could be a lot better. But I just want to come out each and every day and just be better, just push to be the best that I can be, whether it's conditioning-wise, catching the ball, just doing all the little things, and just being a better leader, being able to come out here and push everybody just to be the best that they can be.
sticking with that leadership that you just talked about, you've always kind of been, or seemingly from our perspective, kind of a lead by example. You've kind of got that moniker of being a quiet guy, but you get kind of fired up a little bit. Is that sort of like, are you shifting your leadership style, trying to be more vocal? Is that what you're saying?
I'm really still out there leading by example and just giving tips where I can. Just being a little bit more vocal, just giving tips where I can, helping out the younger guys, because the players before me did it. They helped me out a lot last year, so I just want to do my best to help them out.
Speaking of tips, there was a moment I noticed earlier that I think that's the first time I've seen on the practice field out here was you, Coach Coen, and De'Ami Brown kind of going through, what looked like obviously video clips of, immediately what happened, sort of that kind of immediate evaluation. Not getting into too much detail, but what was that conversation like, and is that something that you appreciate as a player?
Yeah, I definitely appreciate that. Coach coming over, talking about the look that we had, the certain looks that we had, and how he sees things, and we talking through it, like how we see it. Just so that we can come out and maximize the play, come out and be the best that we can be, come out and be at the highest level. That's not going to do nothing but help us all out. He's telling us that, and so for us, me and De'Ami, we got to tell the younger guys how, try to correlate it to them so they can come out there and do the same thing, and we all be on the same level.
Good to hear from Brian Thomas Jr. Dewey Wingard says he was burnt out last year, an injury, more losing, but now he feels like a rookie again. He's always a must listen. That conversation is coming up next. How about the cool zone out there, new to camp for the players? It really wasn't bad out there this morning temperature-wise, but I'm not running around, so easy for me to say. Jags obviously taking all the necessary precautions. A ramp-up in training camp 2025.
You're watching Action Sports Jax, 1st and 10, Training Camp. Sponsored by Farah & Farah, the exclusive personal injury law firm of the Jaguars.
It's not a major issue. It's a little bit more precautionary. Just tweaked it kind of the week of camp.
Some obvious concern when second-year defensive tackle Mason Smith landed on the physically unable to perform list to start camp. But good news from Liam Coen today, just being safe this time of year, which is common. Coen elaborated on Smith, saying he had a heck of an offseason, so they're excited to see him on the field. Might just take a little bit longer. He joins Dennis Gardeck on the PUP list to start camp. Welcome back to 1st and 10 Training Camp. I'm Brent Martineau. One of the under-the-radar stories from a season ago, Andrew Wingard's absence. He was going to have a real chance to be the starting safety as the Jags opened the season. Then he suffered a knee injury and never was fully healthy, even when he came back last year. Well, he is back this year. The veteran played with the first team at safety today. He'll have a chance to earn that job. Action Sports Jax Olivia Tassley has more with Dewey from day one.
It's year 7 for Andrew Wingard, but he says he feels rejuvenated like a rookie all over again. It's not just because of the new regime or the new coaching staff, which helps, but he says after that season-ending injury last year, it was like a reset button was hit. He really did feel the burnout last season, so this was a good time to get rejuvenated. And of course, having a defensive coordinator who matches his energy helps as well.
Absolutely. I mean, he's bringing up like stoic references from like Socrates and stuff in the meetings, and I'm like, jeez, pull my finger, So it's super cool, and I love his mentality, and I just love this coaching staff. But again, I think that sort of collective consciousness of minds that are just on fire and wanting a burning desire to do great things, I think we are starting to get there. But again, it guarantees absolutely nothing.
Now, of course, while there is a quote-unquote off-season for these professional athletes, they never really take a day off. They are always looking to condition, improve, and learn the playbook. For Andrew Wingard, part of that was heading up to Denver with Foye Oluokun and Chad Muma, and not only training in the high altitude, but also dropping some pounds. Last year they played a lot heavier. Dewey says he was 213 during OTAs, and now he's down 10 pounds and feels much better and much faster for the 2025 NFL season. For now, at the Miller Electric Center, I'm Olivia Tassley, Action Sports Jax.
And listen, Dewey tells it the way it is. He took some jabs at last year's staff, and maybe rightfully so. If you want to catch the full interview, well, you could have heard it today on the Brent and Austin show, 10 a.m. until 1 p.m. You could also catch it on social media as well. Just look up Action Sports Jax anywhere. More analysis, commentary, long-form interviews, and everything from camp each and every day on the Brent and Austin show. Also, there are other things we talk about that I probably shouldn't say on TV. But you can listen to the podcast daily or join us live each and every day, Monday through Friday, on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network and social media.
People describe the job as the guy at the circus who walks behind the elephant scooping up the poop. Sometimes that's the job.
That's
I guess I was the elephant.
More on that story with Dan Edwards, longtime director of communications for the Jaguars, now retired and in the Hall of Fame. He was today's guest on Storytellers of the 904. You can also find that on actionsportsjax.com and on YouTube. Subscribe to the Action Sports Jax channel. Tomorrow's guest is Vito Stellino, by the way. It plays at 1 p.m. and 6 p.m. on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network. A lot of football on 1st and 10, but how about some baseball? Championship on the line tonight in the CCBL. That story coming up next. And one thing about camp, at least for now, it's about QBs, wide receivers, and corners. You got to follow the ball, people.
You're watching Action Sports Jax, 1st and 10, Training Camp. Sponsored by Farah & Farah, the exclusive personal injury law firm of the Jaguars.
Coastal Collegiate Baseball League with a really nice crowd tonight for its championship game, putting a bow on this 2025 season. The Turtles and Dolphins playing. Turtles scored 5 in the first. Then Michael Ray, nice swing, gets a hold of this one. It would hit the top of the fence and go over for a homer. That extends the lead to 7-1. A bit later on, Casey Morgan, he's had a nice summer season out of Daytona State, drives in a couple with the base hit. They would need the insurance. The Turtles win the CCBL 11-6 to cap off a nice summer of ball. And again, kids, if you're looking to play summer baseball, you can do it right here in Jacksonville. Coastal Collegiate Baseball League. Check them out for next summer. Check us out all day tomorrow. Social media, TV, Action Sports Jax 24/7 network. We'll be out at camp bright and early for day 2. Hope to see you there.
Thanks for watching Action Sports Jax 1st and 10 Training Camp. Sponsored by Farah & Farah, the exclusive personal injury law firm of the Jaguars.